Morning and happy day to you. I haven't come on here like this in a while, but I just wanted to share a couple updates and a couple suggestions or recommendations. This morning I got up early, which has been happening naturally for me. I've been going to bed earlier. I'm just exhausted by the end of the day with two little ones and working on my book, Breaking Free. But this morning, I get up early and my little boy, Jack, he heard the rooster cock-a-doodle-dooing, and we call him Roger the rooster, and so the rooster's like, cock-a-doodle-doo, and Jack's like, I'm up, Roger. Roger didn't hear him apparently, and he's like, cock-a-doodle-doo, and Jack's like, I'm up, Roger. But anyway, I thought that was a funny, cute little story. I also read more into the book that I'm reading, Boundaries, this morning, and my husband and I are reading it together, and I am just amazed by how good this book is. So I wanted to share that with other people. I have had my own inner critic working while I work on my book, and for me, reading this book, Boundaries, not only reaffirms the choices that I've made in my life, but it also gives me solid biblical backing that supports the decisions and the guidance that I have received, which has allowed me to continue on my faith-led walk. So I highly, highly recommend this book. There's so much. I'm in the 5th chapter right now talking about the 10 laws of boundaries, but there's just so much amazing wisdom in this book. One thing that really spoke to me, because I've had people try, I think a lot of people have experienced abuse and dysfunction within their families. There's no feeling alone if you have experienced abuse or you're trying to break free from abuse. And that's one thing that I had shared with Tim. There shouldn't be any shame in the fact that you didn't grow up in a perfect home. I don't think many people do. I'm going to fail my children, which is a reason why I constantly pray for God to put me in check when I fall out of alignment for that. There is a reason why on my wall in my bedroom, I specifically ask God to help me to gain more patience and grace. So one thing that I really liked from this book, though, it talks about in terms of controlling, because we all have our own free will, this really spoke to me. It says, problems arise when boundaries of responsibility are confused. We are to love one another, not be one another. I can't feel your feelings for you. It makes me think of Emerson Eckerich when he talks about your response is your responsibility. That was really helpful for Tim and I when we were going through marriage counseling and dealing with trauma that happened 2 weeks after we were married. It also says, I can't think for you. I can't behave for you. I can't work through the disappointment that limits bring for you. In short, I can't grow for you. Only you can. Everyone's on a journey. Likewise, you can't grow for me. The biblical mandate for our own personal growth is continue to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you to will and to act according to his good purpose. Philippians 2:12 through 13. You are responsible for yourself. I am responsible for myself. So I just thought that was a powerful lesson, and it speaks to the last chapter in my book that I'm working on, Breaking Free, when I talk about self-care. 2016 for me was a huge lesson in self-care and establishing healthy boundaries and listening really, really deeply for clarity from God in regards to the choices that I was having to make, that my husband was having to make, in regards to not listening to people who did not intimately walk through what we have experienced together. So again, I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend using your voice like Jack did to tell Roger the rooster this morning that he was up. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope this is helpful, and I hope that this message helps somebody today. Remember, there's no shame in speaking and using your voice. There's no shame in setting boundaries. You shouldn't be made to feel shamed or guilty for establishing healthy boundaries, and you're not alone. So anyway, I hope this helped you today, and I hope you have a beautiful day. All right, take care. Bye.